Hello, my name is Lisa Sabaniak. I'm the founder of LifeLikeYouMeanIt.com, a success coach and a motivational speaker. And I'd like to start by giving my sincere thanks to Girls Invent for allowing me to share my story with you today on International Women's Day 2019. So life was not all that great for me in the beginning. I was abused both sexually, physically, and psychologically when I was 2 years old all the way until I was 12 years old by somebody in my household. Every single day I was told that I was ugly, stupid, worthless, useless, I'd never amount to anything, nobody would ever love me. And when I found safety, I continued that mantra in my own head for many, many years to come. In fact, throughout the rest of my teens and even into my early 20s. That mantra, that voice that was inside my head was so loud, it just shouted and took over everything else. And it governed every decision that I made in life. Every way that I looked at my interactions, looked at all my experiences, came from this real place of feeling like I didn't deserve any better. But there was a really small, quiet voice that was in there as well, that every now and then would try to peep up and would try to say, Lisa, you deserve better. Lisa, you are worthwhile. Lisa, you are valuable. But she was so quiet compared to that big, loud, booming voice that often she just went unheard. Until one day I woke up and I realized this was my choice. I had no control over my abusive childhood. I had absolutely nothing to do with that. I was not at fault. I couldn't have changed it if I tried. But I had every part of control over how my life was going after that abuse. I was choosing to listen to the big, loud, boisterous voice that was telling me that I was ugly, stupid, worthless, useless. And those weren't my words. Those were his words. That small little voice that was trying to tell me my worth and my value, that was my voice. And so I came to a point when I had to decide which voice am I going to continue to listen to, knowing full well that whichever choice I made, it was going to affect my entire life. And I decided in that moment to take a chance on myself and to ask myself, what's the worst that could happen if I listened to this little voice instead? Now, it wasn't easy. It was a lot of hard work and it took a lot of time. But I'm now on the other side of that, to the point that when I try to say that old mantra to myself, I can't help but giggle. Not because it is something to laugh about, but something that I'm so far removed from now that I can't believe that I ever was in a place where I actually believed those words. If I could go back and talk to my teenage self, now knowing what I know, what it's like to be in the light instead of living in that darkness, I would tell her that she needs to find the love and the respect that she's so desperately searching for outside of herself. She needs to find that within. That she needs to listen to that small voice that actually has so much more power than she could ever imagine. Now what I do is I help other people to actually find the light themselves. I help empower women, specifically girls, after they have been abused. I help them to build the life that they deserve. I help them to look at their beliefs and what they're holding deep down inside, and I empower them to challenge that and actually find their own worth and their own value, changing their lives forever. It's amazing work that I'm so blessed with, but work that I never would have found my way to if I hadn't had the experience that I had growing up. And that gives me a real sense of gratitude for what I've experienced. Not that I would ever want to experience it again, and not that I would ever wish it on anybody else, but I am grateful for the experiences that have made me who I am today. Now, what I would like to say to young women across the world is that you have the power to make this choice as well. I know that it is not always easy, and depending on where you live and what your circumstances are, you may have a real struggle ahead. But that little voice that's trying to be heard, she has so much more power. And listening to that voice will change your life in ways that you cannot even imagine. It's been an honor to share my experience with you, and I greatly hope that you have a real sense of inspiration and empowerment. If you'd like to learn more about what I do, you can find me on my website at www.lifelikeyoumeanit.com. Bless.